Hey folks, welcome to the channel, and yes, Emmanuel Macron is the real winner of all of this mess. The guy gets his army. Yes, Emmanuel Macron finally gets his European army. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Well, we'll talk about all of that in this video. We'll also talk about the negotiations that are, going on between the United States and Putin. We'll talk about how things go on from now in terms of US-Europe relationships, some of the things that are happening on the European side, and, how this is likely to go on from this point. As always, if you want to learn more about survival and preparedness, you have the channel with a ton of videos already uploaded. You can leave your questions and comments below or any suggestions for other videos. You have my books, Surviving the Economic Collapse, Street Survival Skills, which I always mention, and you have them in the links there below in Amazon if you want to learn more. And at the end of the video, you will have, again, the button to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. So, Trump and Putin negotiation team come face to face, setting the tone for an even bigger step ahead. All of this is, it is, again, this is typical, the social engineering thing of, let's have this headline, let's talk about this, but in reality, will this do anything? No, it will not, because how could Ukraine or Europe agree with anything that they're not even involved in the conversation? It's like me getting together with my neighbor and saying, hey, dude, we decided this among ourselves. How could that work for you? It does not, right? Nothing that is agreed between the United States and Russia will have any impact, especially because the United States is already saying, we're not really going to get involved in this. We're just going to talk with Putin, but we won't give any guarantees of any kind. No, it would be different if they say, you know what, Ukraine, Europe, I was talking with Putin and we agreed on this and I'll be here so as to guarantee this. No, this is something that's made super clear. The United States has no intention of getting. Why should they? So this is completely understandable. Why should the United States even bother with getting involved with anything? Why are they having this fucking conversation in the first place? If they are not caring, if they are not planning to get involved, if it's not their war, which is not. Why are you talking about, because you know what? We really care about peace in the world. I cannot even say without laughing. It is ridiculous. And if you're a little bit more of a student of these things, you know that, this happened already. Budapest Memorandum, where the United States guaranteed Ukraine that they would defend Ukraine if Russia was attacking them. The Budapest Memorandum in 1994 was specifically so as to get nuclear weapons, which Ukraine had, out of Ukraine. The United States wanted only Russia to have nuclear weapons. They did not have Ukraine, a third party here to have their own nuclear weapons. So they would promise, they guaranteed Ukraine, you know what, Ukraine, we promise security against Russian aggression in 1994. That was fucking yesterday in an historical context. And you know what Russia guaranteed as well? Here you have them having their hands one on top of the other. US president, Russian president, Ukrainian president, everyone saying, we promise peace for one another. Russia will never invade Ukraine. And the president of the United States saying, yes, and we guarantee that will not happen because we will protect you if this happens. And Ukraine saying, okay, guys, I love you folks. I'm giving up my nuclear weapons because I trust that you will fulfill your promise and you will not attack me. And if that guy attacks me, you will protect me. And then it is, fuck you. None of this will happen. Russia attacks you. US does not protect you. No one gives a damn about you. And you cannot. This is one of the folks. Seriously, we're in a words don't mean anything. Contracts don't mean anything. NATO does not mean anything. Article 5 does not mean a damn thing. You are only an idiot if you backed another country because of this agreement you had, which is something that actually many European countries did for a long time, and they're probably regretting it right now. But you know who was saying that this was all bullshit all along? Our buddy here, Emmanuel Macron. 6 years old is this news bit from Fox Business. If you like Fox or CNN, look it up. This is something that was very much something that Macron was saying. France's Macron calls for true European army to defend against US and Russia. Now Macron is super happy about this and is saying, I told you, assholes. Yeah, there's videos of Macron. Macron is welcoming, in this emergency summit that they just did, Macron is welcoming everyone like, yeah, come in here. We need to get this going. Yeah, this is Macron here, German Chancellor Emmanuel Macron says cannot dictate pace. And so let's check this from CBS. Yeah, I know it's CBS.
But from the United States and Russia meet tomorrow to talk about ending the war in Ukraine. Only the United States and Russia. The talks are in Saudi Arabia, the Desert Kingdom, but all of Europe from Ukraine west has been frozen out.
That led French President Macron to convene an emergency meeting of European leaders in Paris today. Nearly 3 years of war has left 750,000 Ukrainians and Russians, soldiers and civilians, dead or...
Yeah, that is not pleasant, but yeah, this is what I was talking. I was looking for this, yeah. It's CBS, guys. Believe what you will from this. But this is what... I'll even mute these. Well, no, let's listen to it.
Hastily organized summit at the Élysée Palace in Paris.
Look at the guy smiling.
The leaders greeted each other warmly. But behind the handshakes and smiles...
Yeah. Well, again, this is CBS. This is very biased. But what I want to show, there's a lot of this. There's a ton of this. In everything that they show, it is smiles. And no one is smiling more than Emmanuel Macron. He finally got what he wanted. Now, folks, is it actually something that should have happened a long time ago? Yeah, I think it should have happened. I think that Europe does need its army. They need an army. It is very much necessary. It should have happened 6 years ago. Maybe if it had happened years ago, the war would not have even happened in the first place. No, I don't think that what Trump said, if I was, you would have green-lighted that shit all along. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who was really in the White House, as you... I take that back. It matters who's in the White House for certain things. It really does not matter for others. And you probably understand what I'm talking about. The people that make these decisions, I don't really think it was just about Joe Biden or this or that. Things, you have a different tone. And yes, for example, for what Elon Musk is doing with Dodge and so on, I think that's a big difference. I don't know how far that will go. Honestly, I will be surprised if both Trump and Elon Musk had said that they want to cut the military spending by half. Color me, whatever you want to color me. Cautious, suspicious. I will be super surprised if they cut the military spending of the United States by half. I don't think they will allow him to do that because there's people that manage things, and you can do this, you can change this, you cannot change. I will be surprised by that. But is it true that Europe Yes, Europe needed its own army a long time ago. Yes, each country in Europe has its own military, but it needs to be organized in one front. It needs to be something that, we protect Europe. If one of us gets attacked, we all stand in defense of that. No, and NATO is dead. NATO has been dead for a long time. NATO has been pointless other than for benefiting the United States when they need some ally to show up and see, we're not doing this alone. There's these other guys with different flags in their arms coming along with us. So no, we're not what you say we are. There's a bunch of other people here along. That was beneficial for it, but when it comes down to it, all of the bullshit about Article 5 and so, no, they will not come to help you, man. This is what Emmanuel Macron has been saying a long time ago. That's why Emmanuel Macron has the largest military, one of the, I think Poland, but France, even before Macron, France has always had this stance after World War II of, we don't trust Americans. France and America has always been like, we don't trust you guys. And if you want to buy a gun that's only been fired never and dropped only once, you buy it from France. Those things have an origin. Those things, there's a reason for those things, right? That's the context here. France has never trusted the United States. The United States just does not like France. And France has been preparing all along. France has a large own military industry. France buys from itself when they have to do that NATO spending, and they have no problem in spending a lot on their own army. France has nuclear weapons, a strong military, modern military. They are very nicely set in their military situation, much better than many other countries. Germany is still dealing with post-World War II trauma, and it's only now that some Germans are regaining some pride on who they are and what they stand for and what they're capable of, because there's still a fucking disgusting, toxic left in Germany that is just doing a ton of damage. This is something actually that J.D. Vance did say, and I agree with that part of his speech, but this needs to change. You need to have a strong Europe capable of protecting itself. Probably U.S. troops in Europe are a thing of the past. Now, are you going to be getting rid of all of them? Trump has been calling back a lot of it, and maybe he should call all of them back. Now, that's one of the strategic things that, yeah, I keep my thumb up your ass. I keep my military base in your country. I keep some of my troops, some of my spies in your country, right? I have my presence here, and I'm just putting my thumb. No, I'm not going to do anything with it, but I still have my thumb on you right here. I just have a little bit of footprint on you. That's probably not going to go away. In spite of all of the talk, all of the bullshit, you should take care of yourself, but we're not leaving that base. We want to keep that base here. We want to have this chicken pox bullshit of bases all over the world because it benefits the idea of a superpower. You're not a superpower if you don't have military bases all over the place. So, I mean, man, how could you blame the United States for doing this? You do what benefits you. I have my military bases. No, I'm not going to defend your ass from anything. And that's the way it goes, right? This is going to be healthy in long term, right? In terms of Europe finally stopping this bullshit, which is something that both J.D. Vance, Trump, and everyone in America thinks, which is you take care of your own security. We should not be protecting you. Now, the bullshit part is that they were protecting anyone. No, I mean, more clear here than ever. It's not that U.S. was financing the security of Europe. Never more clear than ever, because now when you actually need that security, it is not there, and they're super vocal about, we're not going to do a damn thing. Actually, we're going to a little bit of stabbing you in the back when it comes to your enemies. And that's what Europe is waking up for. Oh, that's not true, Fernando. We were not. It kind of is. You know how it is. And it is nice that everything is now laid in the open. Now we all see all of our cards. We see what Europe has been standing for and failing at for a long time in terms of security, in terms of its military, in terms of immigration, in terms of letting the left take over. We see what U.S. has also been all along about for a long time. No, it's not going to be giving a damn about Article 5. NATO was always a lie. Makes no sense. And you were only fooled into thinking that you had that for a long time. Something that Macron was very much aware of. So, any kind of backing of your NATO allies, you were an idiot for actually sending troops anywhere in the world to do that. Dumbass, all right? But this will be healthy. This is like a divorce with a crazy ex-wife. You want to say that the crazy ex-wife was Europe? Okay, you go with that. You want to say that the crazy ex-wife was US? Go with that. That's probably something that a lot of people in Europe actually think. Whatever the case is, it's always healthy when you have things out in the open. This is kind of like Brexit, where, oh, but you assholes, I hate you. No, you're the worst. No, you're the worst. No, you know what? Everyone is the worst depending on how you want to look at it. It is always better if we just have everything out in the open. We just burst this bubble and deal with the consequences of what really was all along. See you next time, guys. Have a good one.